All right, traders. Hello, my name is Fausto. I want to do a quick audio check. If you guys could hear me okay, just give me a chat back, please. Alan, thank you very much. Good to see you, Alan. Thanks for coming. John's from Seattle. Welcome. Joan, Linda, good to see you. Liz. All right, good, good. If everybody, before we get started, we're going to be asking a lot of questions, and thank you for being here. And we'd like to share those questions with you, and everybody can see those questions. So everyone, in the meantime, before we get started, right where you typed in where it says two, just click on that drop-down menu and just change it from host to panelist to everyone. So we could all be able to chat with everybody can see the chat, okay? Thank you very much for that. All right, in the meantime, let's get started. So my favorite trading tools and how to use them to spot breakouts. That is a very interesting subject. It's been a very popular subject, and I'm going to show you exactly what that means. And I'm going to show you why we're here and why people fail. Because remember, it's not about making money in the market. It's about controlling losses. And the way you control a loss is you need to follow the money. So if you're in a position and you sell things too early or you get out too late, well, this is the webinar you're going to want to listen to. And I'm going to show you in the next 30 minutes how exciting and how much better of a trader I'm going to make you. Now, before we get started, just quick little disclaimer. I'm not going to make any guarantees or promises. It's going to work for everyone here. Obviously, it varies student to student. But just to give everybody a warning that there is a very high risk in trading. So please don't go out there and trade the money that you can't afford to lose, because not everyone could be successful in trading. Now, let's go to the live markets. Now, just show you a little bit more what we're going to be focusing on and everything. Did anybody here do any trading at all? Did anybody buy or sell any stocks today? Any stocks off the top of your head? Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir, any other stocks, Bitcoin, any stocks. Nuvo, okay, that's, you know what, that's funny because that's what I bought today, Chuck. All right, so Nuvo did really, really well today, and we're going to look at Nuvo. Now, a question for all of you here, and this is a very important question. How do stocks go up and down in the stock market? Can everyone answer that question? PTX, yeah, we're going to check out that one too. That's a good one. All right, could everybody just put that in the chat so I understand everyone's following along? Just write B&S as buyers and sellers. I always like to do this before I ever start because some of you have come for the first time, some of you have come several times, but I think everybody has to get this in their mind, have to understand something. The way things go up and down is buyers and sellers. Do not forget that. Now, if you want to be a good trader, okay, and you want to not get caught up on the height and be on the right side versus the wrong side, well, guess what? You need to know where the smart money is. Where are those buyers and where are those sellers? So we're going to look at Nuvo. Nuvo is only probably one of the very few stocks that are up today. Nuvo, just want to bring this up over here, had a very big correction recently, went from $70 all the way down to a whopping $45. And it's been on a little bit of an uptrend, okay? It's right now trading right around $55 in the past month. So that's a pretty good move. Now, not only has it been a good day trade, it's been a good swing trade. Now, why is it going up? Doesn't matter, other than we know, like you just all said, buyers and sellers. So I want to bring up over here and show you something that we're going to be focusing on. This is called level 4, okay? Now, if you'll notice right here on this orders, you'll see some orange lines and you'll see green balls and everything else. This is called level 4. Okay, now let's get my crayons out here and show you what we're looking at. This is called a breakout. Now, there was a big seller right here for several thousand shares and what is probably a resistance levels. And that seller got done and it went to the next biggest seller. And then you'll see how the orders, all those green balls came in and it executed that seller. And then it went to the next biggest sellers. So if you look right here on the right-hand side, this is the right of the chart. This is called the current order book. These are all the orders that are out there, okay, that are trading, that are out there looking to sell the stock. Now, obviously, eventually you'll see here's 9:30 in the morning, and these orders filled in right around this time. And you can see it does have a lot of resistance levels. In other words, sellers hovering right between these three numbers, 56, 59.90, and 55.80. And now you see how it's starting to go down a little bit. But overall, over the course of the day, it's moving really nicely. Now, I'm going to show you something also really quick. Hold on one second. I got to clear out my crayons out here. There we go. All right. So right here, this is called our trading floor. Right here. Now, everybody here is going to be invited to our trading floor. This has been around for over 35 years. It's the longest running trading room in the industry. Okay. And how do I know that? Because I started the first one and I know it is. You'll see right here that as we go up, there are 3 sections. These are our alerts. This is our message board of all the traders. These are all our traders in the room. And these are the stocks that we're looking at. Okay. Now, we've been trading. There was a couple of stocks that we traded. I know we have some students in here that are listening in, and the reason why they're here is they're looking to recruit traders. That's what we're looking to do. We're looking to recruit and invite traders like you to come join our trading room, because we feel like if you have a passion to do it and you feel like you want to be a part of the team, then we're going to invite you to come over here. And you'll see, like, we've been trading these stocks for a while, and you'll see that they've been on our watch list. And if you go up here and you look up, you'll see that we were trading, XPEB, Open. These are all the stocks that we've been watching over the course of the day. I even have PTIX, which some of you did bring up, Lace, and a few others. But some of you said you trade the stock. It was a good move and it's going up. But why is it going up? Because we had breakouts. When does the breakout stop? Is when the buyers don't buy the sellers' orders out there. Now, another one you guys brought up is Peace Guy, which is another one that's moving up pretty nicely. And you'll see here in Peace Guy, here's another breakout. And you'll see right here, there was a big seller right here. Seller got executed, broke out. Another seller was out here, broke out. And you could see right here, these are new sellers, $16.50 and $17. And you can see now it's starting getting a little tired and it doesn't really want to break out anymore. So think about what you're seeing. You got the left of the chart and you got the right of the chart. How great is to know where are the sellers trying to sell and if those sellers getting executed. And that's where we're going to be teaching you in the next 30 minutes. So let me move this over to the side. Put this down. And let me just introduce myself. Okay. Once again, for some of you who don't know who I am, I'm the founder and president of Cybertrader University. I started this company for over 35 years. We're one of the longest running schools in the industry. I do a lot of work for a lot of brokerage firms. I do a lot of presentations for NASDAQ, teaching you how to trade today's markets. What we're looking to do today is I want to teach a lot of you how to trade, and then hopefully you'll be part of our group of traders that will get to join us and be part of our successful company. Because the way we all make money is we trade together. You see, trading by yourself could be very lonely. It could also be very difficult. Think about owning a restaurant, okay? Everybody wants to open a restaurant, right? But you can't do it all yourself. You're going to need a cook. You're going to need a maitre d'. You're going to need waiters. You're going to need busboys. You're going to need, there's a lot of moving parts. You can't do everything. But the way you work good together is you surround yourself with good traders, and that's what it's all about. Now, how do I know that? Because I've been doing this for 35 years, and I was not a successful trader when I started. I'm happy to admit it, because I was one of those ignorant 22-year-old kids when I first got started. I'm 53 now, and I thought that I don't need to go work for somebody. What are they going to teach me? But what I've learned on the first day on the job, when I finally surrendered with the white flag and said, what am I doing wrong? And I was listening into a conversation like you guys are going to be doing today. I realized that every trade I did was my dumb ignorance. It didn't matter what Fausto Pugliese thought. It mattered what they did. Now, here's my lovely family. I always love to share it with you. I've been married for 28 years. I got 3 wonderful sons, my wife, Debbie, Alex, Max, and Lucas, my kids. I think part of my great relationship with my family is that trading is not only, a great business, but it's also very healthy because I could travel around the world. I could do a lot of things with them. And you know what? Have a great relationship with them than being a slave behind my job and traveling and going away and everything else. So kind of worked out great. And you could do this anywhere in the world. I also love cooking and, raising backyard chickens. I own a home living channel. Part of other things, maybe if you guys follow me on Instagram and TikTok, but, part of trading, it's not a full-time job. So all those hobbies that you always like to do that you didn't have time to do it, well, trading will give it to you because you know what? You don't have to trade all day. You could just trade the morning, the afternoon, and make your days pay. And that's it. Because that's why I'm here. Because I have the free time after trading this morning, being done at 10:30. Now I get to talk to you guys and hopefully recruit some of you to see that proof. Now, at the end of this presentation, like I said, I'm going to invite all of you to kind of see that we practice what we preach. So I'm going to give you a 1-week access to our trading floor. Okay. And you do not want to miss this opportunity. So let's talk about some of the buys and sells we did in this past week. Did you guys, anyone here traded the stock Run? There was a stock Run that had a really big move this week. Anyone here trade it? Anyone heard about it? Saw it? Anything? Just give me a yes or no. Chuck, you saw it. John, you heard about it. Okay. Timothy, Alan, you didn't. Okay. So Run, for some of you here, had a really nice run. All right. And the stock, you could see it here right out of the gate, started right around 1050. By literally the next morning, it ran up to 14. And then the next day, it ran all the way to 16. It was up about 62%. That's how you have a stock that could turn into a day trade. And then boom, automatically turns into a swing trade. So that one worked out great. How about BSLK? Stock was up 755%. And by the way, that's in one day. Stock started this morning right around $4, shot up to $16. Right here, for everyone here, these are all the traders that trade the stock. And you'll get to meet Deborah, Gene, Scott, all these traders, and some of them are here. Even Linda, thank you very much for sharing it. She'll be a witness and we'll prove to you. I mean, we have a lot of traders in here are going to tell you these trades actually do exist, and we do practice what we preach, and we will show you, and you'll meet these people. Deborah made a nice little, look at that. Deborah made a month's pay right there. Look at that. She bought it at 220, sold at 1723. I guess it went up more than that, the screenshot that we took. All right. So that was that one. Now, you're thinking like, okay, how did you find these huge movers? Okay. And when did you get in and when did you get out? When do you know when to get out and when's enough's enough? Well, to be very successful, I want to talk about some of the most important tools to be a good trader in today's markets that I was taught. And basically, these are my 3 top tools that I use. I have a scanner that tells me the big percentage gainers and losers. I have a chart, which is very simple, which is no indicators because indicators are laggers. I just keep it as simple to have a ballpark figure to know what the stock did in the past. And then I have something called a level 3, which is the right of the chart, which is going to show me where are those orders as we speak. Now, question for all of you here. How many of the out of the 3 does everyone here have? So give me a number. Only one of them out of the 3, 2, 3. What do you have? All right. Obviously, a lot of students here are talking about had to have 3, but now we're seeing 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. John Thomas says, I don't have level 3. Okay. So I basically, it's not a trick question. I assume that's why you're here. Okay. Everyone has a big percentage gainers. Every brokerage firm offers that. Everyone has a chart. I mean, that's the first thing we work on. And then obviously, this is the issue. Nobody has level 3 quotes. Well, you're in good hands because I'm going to show you why 90% of the people fail in trading. And let me go out there and prove it to you. Does anyone believe in ChatGPT? Okay. Hold on one second. Just typing something in right now. And I am going to ask ChatGPT, what is the failed rate in trading the market, or obviously stock market, without education? So let's ask ChatGPT this question and see what it comes up. Searching. So general trading, including day trading, estimate indicates about a 70 to 90% of traders lose money over time. Now, you think about that. That is terrible. My God, who would want to even be in this business, right? Somebody suggests only 10 to 15% of traders achieve a goal term profitable, implementing about an 80 to 90% failure rate, okay? What do I... What do I need to do to not fail? What do I need to do? Learn the basics. Start free resource. These are basically practice with paper trade, risk management. These are all things we're going to talk about. Develop a trading plan, control emotions, analyze, stay realistic, keep learning. Okay. These are all the things we're going to be talking about right now in the next 30 minutes. So I think everyone here realizes why you know people successful at it, but we need to fix that problem. So let's talk about the tools that we use. Now, today, there was a couple of good movers in the market. Here's some of the stocks that we traded this morning. APM started this morning around $2.50, and it ran all the way to a high of almost $4. And if you could see it right here, it's basically on the biggest percentage gainer. So how did you find it? That's where it was. PTIX, another one. Started this morning, 9:30, around $3.50. It shot up to $6. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you something really quick here. Does anybody here follow us on X or Telegram or anything? Rich, could you post up the link so people can register for it? Right here, I want to show this to you. And I'm going to move this over here a little bit quickly here. So if you see right here, this is actually our watch list that we posted. Look what's on the watch list. APM, PTEX, Palantir. These are the two big ones right there. Some of them worked out. Some of them didn't. But the big two main ones were right there. All right. So let me clear that out. Now that, if you look at the time right here, that's at 9:17. Now we broadcast live every morning at 9 a.m. So by the time I post this up, you can see we started here this morning at 7:45. We already had some of the stocks on the watch list. You could see APM was already on there, and you could see it's on there right now. So we do practice what we preach. Now, if you notice right there, everybody, If you click on those links right there that we just posted up, you'll be able to automatically, right now we're broadcasting live, that's why I'm on, but just click on those links and just subscribe if you're on any of those channels really quick. So you have it while it's fresh in your mind before you can forget. Here I am right now broadcasting live. That's pretty cool. All right, let's move this over. And let me get back to the tools. Now, finding them is actually pretty easy. That's not really difficult to do. Okay, it's really not. And don't worry about it because you can't trade all of them. But what we do here at Cyber Trade University, we'll tell you which ones will help you and will educate you how to think for yourself, how to find them, how to basically know which ones are good, which ones are bad, because you can't trade them all, right? You only want to trade ones that are going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. Now, that goes for going long and also maybe going short. There's a lot of stocks that go down and they'll continue to go down. So we do trade both sides of the coin. Now, charts is a popular tool that everybody has. And charts, obviously, some people just make things more complicated than what it is. And here at Cyber Trade University, we're going to teach you how to keep it as simple as possible. The problem with a chart, though, is that there's too many of you get overwhelmed. You keep adding charts after charts after charts. You're analyzing, and then you become something we call technical analysis paralysis. Okay, and we know paralysis is not a very healthy thing to be in. So, and you got to remember, which you're probably going to also learn, is that the past is not always indicative of the future. So, as much as you want to have a little bit of a game plan, the only way that that's going to come to fruition is that those orders that you saw in the past need to be there in the future. And the only way we do that is looking at the level 3. So you need to know where to get in and get out of trades. Now, before I go into telling you about the third most popular tool that you need, we're going to talk about this, level 2. Now, I'm going to ask everybody a lot of questions, and the more you interact, the better of a student I could see you being, and the better opportunity you'll be part of our team. So, does anyone here have level 2 quotes? Just give me yes or no. Anyone here have it? Okay, a lot of you should be saying yes because every brokerage firm offers it to you. The problem with level 2 quotes is that it doesn't give you the complete overview of every order out there. Now, for some of you that do not know how to read it, let me explain to what we got here. It'll show you the stock symbol. It'll show you the buyers, which is the bid. It'll show you the ask, which are the sellers. It will show you the exchanges like the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and all these ECNs that are out there. It'll tell you who wants to buy for the most and who wants to buy it for the least. So you see, you're getting a good amount of data, which you couldn't get a long time ago. But the problem with level 2 quotes, it's outdated. It's been outdated since the early 2000s. And I'll tell you why. You see this order on NASDAQ? That's the NASDAQ exchange. The problem is it's only showing you who wants to pay the most and who wants to sell for the least. But there are hundreds of other orders out there beneath it. You're not going to see it on level 2. So you're kind of seeing a very modified level 1 bid and offer. That's basically what you're seeing. It's not going to tell you or educate you anything about who's buying it, who's selling, and everything else. So we're going to talk about something a little bit better, which is called level 3. Now, I want to do a poll question. We're going to do a poll, and I'm going to ask everybody this. Who has level 3 quotes? So let's post up that poll question. Give me a second here. Just waiting. There we go. Yes, no, I'm not sure. Now, if you're a student, please don't answer this question, okay? Because we don't want to skew the numbers. And I expect every single one of you to answer this question, okay? Very important that you do. Now, as all of you are filling that out, let me explain to you, we're almost there. All right, let me give you 2 more seconds. 1, 2, I'll give you 3. All right, let's end the poll and share the results. Look at the results right there. You're talking about 80%, 81% of you don't have it. 6% are not sure, and 13% yes. So remember I just showed you what ChatGPT said, 90%? That's almost 90%, okay? Now, listen, you have to pay attention right now because what I'm about to show you is going to be very disturbing. Not in a bad way, but in a way that you can be like, how did I no one ever told me this before? You're going to stop and question anyone here took education that why they did not teach you this. And I'm going to tell you why, because they were not a market maker like I was. They don't live here in New York. They never worked for a brokerage firm in the trading department. Okay. They just had some really cool, I don't know, maybe, influencer on the internet and just maybe sound good, look good. Maybe they have a very good marketing strategy. I'm not looking to bash anybody, but at the end of the day, if you really want to learn how to trade, you should start learning from traders. Okay. Listen, I love to cook. Anyone here love to cook? Okay. So listen, I know there's some pretty decent cooks out there, but if you really, really, really want to learn how to cook and you want to do it as a business, I'll tell you how you do it. You could get a job, find a chef that if you had an opportunity to work behind a celebrity chef, which I know a lot of them, work in the kitchen with them, and they'll teach you all the techniques and strategies that would help you to be very efficient. And the only reason why you want to learn how to be a good cook is because maybe you want to open up your own restaurant. Okay. It's not something that you just discretionally just trying to go out there and do from home. Trading's the same thing. You want to learn how to be a very good trader. You got to learn from people that do this all day. Now, let me explain to what we're looking at right here. Okay. We're looking at a stock called AMD. Now, we're looking at the NASDAQ book viewer. I'm going to tell everyone where to get it. What you're looking at right here is you have a seat on the exchange. Now, think about that for a second. Think how much that's worth to you. You're actually, when I started and you saw those people running around the New York Stock Exchange, people pay millions of dollars to do it. Now you can get it on your own. And it doesn't cost you $1 million, okay? It doesn't cost you $1,000. It doesn't even cost you $100. You're going to be shocked when I tell you how much money it's going to cost you, okay? But before I do that, let me show you how we utilize it, and then you'll make the decision if it's worth it for you or not. What you're seeing here is you're seeing every buyer and every seller at every single price that want to buy it and that want to sell it in every order out there. So think about it. You get to see the total book of the order of AMD. Now, I love using metaphors, but just think about this. If you were looking to buy a house and you were competing with other buyers and the sellers out there, wouldn't it be great to know, how much you really have to pay for the house and then how much see if you're getting outbidded or anything, which you can't. Well, in the stock market, it's different. You can. Now, let me show you how it utilizes data. What we need to focus on is not every buyer and every seller. What we need to focus on is the big iceberg orders. What is an iceberg order? It's a big block order like this. Down here, 315, you'll see in Tesla, there's 165,000 shares that look to be bought, and there are 432 orders that make up to equal 165,000. Now, you'll notice there are 500 share buyers, 8,000, 1,000, but the real significant buyer out of all the orders out there is this one. So 95, 98% of all the orders out there mean nothing to you. That is the order we need to focus on. Now, how do we utilize this data? Let's look at this example right here. Everybody's looking for support, but you cannot have support unless you have the buyers. So here you have a stock that's going down, and it goes all the way down to a price right around here at 1635, and you notice it stops. Why did it stop at 1635? Is because there must have been a big buyer, and when you work your way down that buyer, you'll notice right here is 195,000 shares looking to be bought. Now, how do stocks go up and go down? Buyers and sellers. What makes a support level? A big buyer. What makes a resistance level? A big seller. So when you're wondering and you own a stock and it keeps going lower, 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 and you're like, when is it ever going to stop? Well, the only way it's going to stop if there's a big buyers out there looking to buy it, because eventually nothing goes down to zero. It's always going to hit a support level. So as you're looking at the left of the chart, which is this, we're looking at the right of the chart, which is this. Now, let me show you what makes a resistance levels. Sellers. Here we have a stock that goes from 48.50, shoots all the way up to a price of 51.72, and then comes right back down to 48. Why did it stop at 51.72? Why not 50? Where did that number come from? Why not 60? Why not 53? Why not 51.5? Well, when you're trading, and the way we teach our traders is that you need to have a game plan. And you are the ants, okay? You're just trying to get the crumbs. You are no way going to compete against these big orders out there. And if you look at all these orders where they're all 3, 4 digits, you got a 5-digit number right there sitting at that price. So like it or not, if you really want to know where the resistance levels are, you need to see where the right of the chart is. That's what's going to make the resistance. The sellers, not some Fibonacci, not some MACD, not some moving average. It's the big iceberg order out there. Now, I got to ask everyone a question here. Did I lose anybody yet? Linda and Randy, thank you very much. And they're here every week. And thank you very much. Always appreciate you guys always sharing your, telling that we're not no BS. And I think and by the way, you'll get to meet Linda and Randy in the trading room. All good? Everyone's following along? All right, good. Now, I didn't lose anybody, right? Now, does that seem hard yet? Doesn't it sound like more common sense? It's like, wow, but by the way, I'm not looking to change anyone's style. You can basically do this towards options, swing trading, crypto trading, Forex, everything. It runs for everything. All right, so let's go over a couple examples. I want to have a little fun with you and to kind of tell you, because we're almost out of time here. Here's a stock called FIG. Just went public just recently, and it had a big run up. And then the stock, you could see, went from 76 all the way down to 70. And now it's down to 68. Now, the question I have to ask all of you is this. When is this stock going to stop going lower? What do we need for it to stop dropping? What do we do? What's going to stop it? You see how all of you kind of answering the same question? Buyers. We need buyers. Do you see buyers on a chart? Right? I don't see anybody on a chart other than I see a stupid line going down, right? So to find that support, you got to find the big block orders. Now, if you notice, we're going to go to the exchange and we're going to type in the stock symbol FIG. And we're going to see right here, there's a 74,000 share buyer out there at 67. Now, when we go back, We went from 70 and we're all the way down here. So we're like, oh my God, could it really go down that lower? Well, it could, but before we do that, we need to see where the big order is. And you'll see there are a lot of orders at every price level, but the biggest significant one is sitting right there at 67. So in theory, what do you think is going to happen? Probably that's where buyers are. So I'm not going to question it. I mean, for it to go lower, someone's got to sell somebody 74,000 shares, but they didn't do that. And by the way, there are 38 people out there that make up the 74,000. All right. What ended up happening? It hit 67 and went right back up to 75, which is a pretty nice little move in a stock. You're talking literally almost, I don't know, $8, right? That's a big move. How did that happen? I don't know. You think about it for a second. Maybe the buyers. Now, like I said again, did I lose anybody yet? Everybody following along? Think about this. We just talked for about what? 20 minutes? Think how much of a better and smarter trader you just became since the day you walked in, the minute you walked in here. Let's go look at some sellers, how they create resistance. Here's a stock, Oscar, was a morning runner. Went from 1520, right now it's at 1590, right? What is going to stop this stock from going higher? Sellers. Where are the sellers? We're going to go hop on the exchange and we're going to see where are all what we call program trading. You've probably heard of it before. Algorithms. You probably heard that before. Institutions, hedge funds, brokerage firms. Where are their orders? Well, it looks like the biggest order out there is sitting at $16. And there's actually over 222,000 shares out there. I'm just out of curiosity. I want to show you something. 200,000 shares times $16 is over $3.5 million out there. Anybody here put just $3.5 million on an idea? Okay. If you, I mean, a hell of a lot more money than you probably have, and you wouldn't probably even be here if you had that much in the market anyway. But someone is, and if you own it, I want to know where they are. And you can going directly to the exchange. And you know what? If you didn't have a game plan and didn't know he was out there, and you know this happens to you all the time, you convert a winner, maybe right back into a loser. And believe me, it's not your fault. You just didn't see where the orders are. And these are what we call iceberg orders, big block orders. And if you're not following the iceberg orders, then who are you really following? Because trading is what, we do. And we've been doing it here for 35 years. And let me tell you, fellow traders, the technology that I'm showing you right now has been around for over 50 years. Over 50 years. So until now, if you haven't been using it, you've been trading blind. Now, before we go, because we're almost out of time here, I want to go into real market hours. Now, did anybody here trade any stocks out there? Any stocks that you're looking at? Because what I want to show you is level 4 really quick, because that was level 3. Level 4, I'll show you when we get into the market. Any stocks out there that anybody wants to look at? It's got to have good volume, though. NV, 1.4 million shares, not really that much good volume, John. Paramount, okay. That's Peace Guy, right? So we've been a big fan of Peace Guy. I bought it this morning. I bought more of it. It's been on a big run up right here, Peace Guy. So Peace Guy right now is basically, you could see right here on the intraday chart, kind of hit a resistance levels right around here. Okay. And you can see how the stock had basically hovered right here, broke a resistance levels, and it went higher. All right. So if you look right here, fellow traders, this is what we have going on. Hold on. So you could see a resistance levels of a seller was right here around $15. And let me just zoom in a little bit closer so you can see what that is. That order at that time was 200,000 shares at 10 o'clock. See that right there? What I basically did is I zoomed in a little bit closer so I could see what those orders were at that time during the day. That order was a breakout. Somebody bought that 200,000 shares. So if somebody executed that seller, then it went to the next seller. And then the next biggest seller was right around 16. And you can see right around here, we got another 125,000, another 78,000. So right now, since about 11:30, it's been having a tough time going higher because of these big iceberg orders out there. So that's basically what you're looking at. How does a stock make a breakout? Someone has got to buy from that seller. Where's the next resistance levels? Where the next biggest sellers are. That is where your support and resistance. Let's look at Tesla. Here's another one. Anyone here trade Tesla want to know where the iceberg orders are? Well, you got a 300,000 share seller if you're a swing trader at 350. And the next biggest buyers are right here at 300 and 315. If you want a day trade, you want to know a little bit more, you want to zoom in closer, you could see 315. But then you can see right around 320, we have some buyers, and we got some sellers at 325. Anybody here trade Palantir? Want to know where the orders are? I'm going to zoom out a little bit. If you're a swing trader, a lot of buyers at 150 and 145 and 140. See that right there? Did everybody see what happened to Palantir yesterday? Palantir came all the way down to right around that 145 number and shot right up to 155. So you could see it right there. There's the resistance levels. So what was in the past was indicative of the future, and that's what ran the stock up. No, it's totally different. It's totally different. Level 4 is different from level 3. All right. Now, everything that I show you here, I'm going to prove and I'm going to invite all of you to see it live in the market. Okay. But I don't want to waste anyone's time. So if you want to learn more, here's a couple of things you could do. We posted, we have over 3,000 to 4,000 videos that we posted on YouTube. Now, I know you can't watch them all, but if you want to go back and see it over the years, we posted a lot of videos out there. Okay. That's number one. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. Cybertrade University also has been endorsed and sponsored by more brokerage firms than any brokerage firm, any school in the industry. That reputation just alone should prove to you, obviously what we do, we must be doing something right, and we must know what we're talking about. So, and also, you've probably never seen this before, but Cybertrade University has a 5-star rating on Google, which is pretty hard to see. And also, ChatGPT had ranked us #1 school in the industry. So how does that help you? Well, obviously, our reputation is everything, but I don't want to waste anyone's time. So this is what I'm looking to do. I want to invite all of you guys to come to my trading room, okay? But I'm looking for serious traders. I'm not looking for any freebies. And I'm warning you right now, fellow traders, if you're looking for free stuff, start doing your homework and trying to find a stockbroker. It is almost extremely difficult to be successful in trading by yourself and try and do this on your own. So all we're asking for is a $9 trial, money back guaranteed. If you're not happy after a week, we'll give you $9. We're just looking for someone that is serious, that we could spend the week with you in our trading floor. All you need to do is click on that link we just posted up there, or take your phone and scan the QR code that's up on the screen. Now, this is what you're going to get, what we do over the course of the week. We do live audio commentary in the room. So you'll get to hear from all the instructors, and you'll be able to see the chat board of all the traders in the room. Everything that we do, you're going to see all of this. You're also going to get alerts, like we just showed you this morning, of, and we'll dissect all that watch list for you and tell you which ones are going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward, and you'll see us trade them. You also have access to our exclusive VIP podcast with some of the most famous, more well-known traders in the industry, and also our weekly training courses that we do, all for $9. Okay. Now, people always ask me, like, I just paid $9,000 or $900 with this person. Why does it sound so cheap? Listen, we don't need the money. What we need is traders that are serious. And we feel like if you go out there and have a little skin in the game and you really let us get to show you, then you're going to have to make a decision that if trading is for you or not. But this is going to be the foundation for you that's going to answer your questions. Do I continue to learn how to trade the right way, or do I quit now and just go back to my day job, all right, and let somebody else trade my money for me? But I know that's not what you want to do. A lot of you are going to be retiring. If you're not retired right now, some of you are sick and tired. I've spoken to people, they gave money to the broker and they lost the money. They were your friend when you called them, but when they're down, they don't call you. I don't know what. And they say, you know what? I could probably do a better job on my own. And you're right. You probably could. Okay. But $9 is not going to break you. So go out there and do that and make that trade. And by the way, these are everything that you're going to get. I'm going to give you my book, which is a $50 value for free. We're going to give you workshops. We're going to give you 1 week access in the trading room. And I'm going to throw one more thing for all of you here. If you do register, I will personally give you the respect to talk to you on the phone and answer any questions. As long as you're in the trading room and I see you in there, so you have good questions to ask, I will be out there and I will answer your questions for you. And that is the power of what I'm going to do for you. So all this for $9. Now, does anyone here have any questions as you're registering? One question that came across, code says it is not active. You don't need a code. I don't know what code you're referring to. You shouldn't have any code at all. All right. Now, some of the questions that always come up, people ask me is, do I need a brokerage account and can I trade with you? And the answer is no. We do not want you to buy anything. We just want you to watch to see the other traders like Lynn and Randy, Randy, I keep talking and chatting away here, helping recruit you to come. You'll meet Lita and Grant Brockway and Kerry. I want you to see the other traders, how they think for themselves. Because remember, you don't want someone to tell you what to buy and sell. You need to know where to buy and sell. You need to know where to get in and out of it. Okay, that's what it's all about. Azar, you just signed up. Well, look forward to teaching you. Let me do a couple of shout outs. I got a couple of people here. Azar, oh, that's you right there, right? Where are you from? Massachusetts? Is that where you're from? Mississippi? Mississippi. There you are. All right, perfect. Great to hear you. And like I said, fellow traders, what do you have to lose? Think about this for a second. You all agreed to something very important. You all agreed, said, you know what? How do stocks go up and down in the stock market? Buyers and sellers. Well, now here's your opportunity to see the buyers and sellers out there. Why would you not want to know where they are? Now, listen, some of you might say, well, I'm not a day trader. You don't have to be, but you should know how, because what happens over the course of the day is what trickles into a swing trade, what trickles into an options trade. How many of you here trade cryptocurrency? Well, guess what? We trade crypto here, and you could see the orders out there. You could see all the Bitcoins that are out there that are going to make that support and resistance. Stop pretending to be an analyst, because I know a lot of you here are using indicators. That's not going to help you become a good trader. You got to follow the orders. All right. Any other questions? Couple more shout outs right here. Irene just got your registration from Chicago. Welcome aboard. Who else you got here that just registered? Kathy got your registration. Welcome aboard from Los Angeles. Welcome aboard. And by the way, as you guys are registering, this is very important. When you register, we're going to ask you 5 important questions. Please let us know a little bit about you. The more you tell us, the more we can help you. Some of you might have the wrong brokerage account. Want to make sure you got the right one. You know, that's about 50% of the failure rate. Some of you, let us know what kind of trading you're doing. Options, Forex, futures, very important. And then everybody here is going to have access and we'll be able to talk to one of our education advisors. We're going to take the time and walk you through and show you how to use Cyber Trading University. We're going to show you where those videos are. We're going to show you how to, watch the trading floor. So you're not going to go, hey, you just signed up. Now go knock yourself out. How terrible is that? How many of you people out there bought training, okay, and you signed up for it? You're like, okay, great. Now what do I do? What do I look at? Who's going to answer questions? One thing here at Cyber Trading University, we're really, really big when it comes to customer service. Okay, so and believe me, we lose a lot more money than we make. All right, but I know this: if I have serious traders out there, we're going to make money trading together, and that's the goal. You can use Robinhood, absolutely. It's not probably the preferred platform out there. It's not direct access, but you could follow along. A couple of a couple of people out there. I'm done with my trial, but I would like to know when the opportunity by private coaching. Peter, you registered? You think, Peter, did you talk to education advisor? Because he has to schedule the time for you. Okay, just make sure you do that. I got your email. Is there a specific brokerage that you use? John, we're actually brokerage firm neutral. So we don't go out there and we don't show any favoritism. We work for you. We don't work for them. But there are some good ones. Thinkorswim is good. TradeStation's very good. Schwab is pretty good. There's a couple of them out there. Mumu is pretty good. There's a couple of companies out there. So, but it all depends on where you live because some countries allow certain rules and regulations, some don't. Another quick shout out right here. Sam, I got yours from Oxford. Welcome aboard. All right, traders, listen, I'm actually kind of shocked. I think that every single person is going to register. What is holding you back? It's $9. And that was a question someone asked me. I don't want to get caught up in a subscription. Great question. You're not going to get locked in a subscription. We do not do that here. Listen, if you don't want to continue at Cyber Trading University, we don't want you there. Okay. There's no reason for you to be here if it's not for you. So don't worry. You're not locked into anything. Okay. No subscriptions, none of that. But I got to go back. Listen, we're out of time. I'm over my time. I want to get back to my traders. I'm already getting pinged by somebody. So this is your chance, fellow traders. $9. Take that phone, scan that QR code, or just click on that link. Just make sure you book your appointment. Make sure you're in the trading floor. Watch those simple videos that we gave you. We'll show you how to get the NASDAQ book viewer. Okay. Someone asked me how much is book viewer. It's only $15. That's it. Oh, Joan, you registered yesterday from Festival of Traders. Great. Well, welcome. I'm glad to talk to you, Joan. Joan, did you get into the trading room this morning, Joan? John, did you get in there? Did you see those nice little movers out there? Good. So we practice what we preach. Thanks for being here again. But listen, there's a lot more you're going to see. And John, don't forget, make sure you book your time. I don't know when I'm going to be talking to you, but I always like you to be in the trading floor for at least 2-3 days. Okay. Jovan, you already registered? Welcome aboard. Okay. Who we got here just registered? David Ellis from Nevada. Okay. Las Vegas. All right. I was just there. I did a big event in Las Vegas. Always fun to do events there. John, you register on Tuesday? All right, perfect. All right, good. All right, guys. So I'm going to go. Any other last minute questions? Think about it. What makes stocks go up and go down? Buyers and sellers. You want to be successful in trading? You got to follow the buyers and sellers. That's what drives the market. Okay. And if you're not following the orders on the right of the chart, then who are you following? Because remember, you don't want to be the ant and get stomped on. Didn't work out too well for the ant. All right. But you're just trying to get the crumbs, and we'll show you where the crumbs are. You want to follow the high frequency trades, the algorithms, the dark pools, no matter what kind of trader you are. This is how you do it. Good luck, everybody. Thanks a lot, Lynn and Randy. And thanks all the students for being here and helping. It looks like we had another successful day. It looks like a lot of new traders are going to be joining us. And by the way, if you didn't sign up, I'm not going to be offended by it. If you want to do your homework or you're going to continue with someone else, let me just give you a little advice. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad actors in this business. It's a very big business. Okay. Education, college, very big business. Okay. And you all know there are good ones and there are bad ones. My advice to you is this. Everyone here is going to need to learn, not by one, but by maybe a few different people. You should try a little bit of their product. But one way to kind of weed out the riffraff, do not get caught up with these influencers. Just because a person has a good following on YouTube doesn't mean he's a good trader. Okay. Make sure they're being sponsored by brokerage firms because their compliance is very big. Maybe they're by an exchange. Go check out their Google reviews. If you don't see them, that means they were really bad and they took them down. Go check the Better Business Bureau. Listen to other students' testimonials. But definitely do your homework. But don't go out there try to do on your own because it is a 90% failure rate. I just showed it to you on ChatGPT. All right. So, but I think everybody can afford $9. So look forward to seeing you all there. If not, just remember, you got to learn before you can earn. Good luck, everyone. See you on the trade.